Well, a New York City high school is suffering from an invasion of immigrants. As students were informed, they will have to go to virtual learning today because the school was used to house undocumented migrants. The migrants had been living in a tent-like shelter, but they couldn't stay there because of severe East Coast storms. Politicians are saying, we told you that this would not work. You couldn't put people in tents as a permanent solution. We're going to show you this video of the migrants in the schools and the tents where they were living. But first, don't worry about it, though, because AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the representative from New York, she's got a solution, and she's going to tell you how to feel about this. So don't get yourself riled up. Let her explain it to you.
From all parts of the political spectrum, one of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to immigration is the fact that we have an undocumented population. Mm-hmm. Now, you can fix that by trying to build a wall, or you can fix that by trying to document people and create a path to citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
And
let's give it up, AOC.
We'll have folks that might say, look at these systems, you know, that our shelter system has weight and things like that. But one of the reasons that our public systems experience weight is because people don't have a documented and reliable path to work and sustain themselves, just like all of our ancestors did, and our grandparents and great-grandparents.
Okay. I love how empowered she looks after she's applauded for saying document them. Like, yeah, I really know how to tell them. They love me. I have all the answers.
They come here with no means at all, okay? They don't have a job. They come here with no means to...
Or skills.
And they don't have a way to provide for the people they're bringing with them.
Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know if they have skills or not.
We don't know if they have skills. Yeah. Maybe they have hard skills. Maybe they know carpentry. Maybe they know farming. We don't know. The point is, though, they don't have any means to support themselves, right?
Right.
So they're coming here, and then they're also bringing people with them that they can't support. So then her solution is just document them, get them into the system,
and then they'll get jobs and take care of themselves.
And then suddenly they're going to just get full-time jobs and take care of themselves and be living, breathing members of society and contributing members of society.
Just like that.
Just like that. Never mind the fact that all of the health services and everything else that they're relying on in the United States is being sapped and tapped to provide for these individuals, when the people who are citizens, who are working a day job and are providing for their families and are paying taxes, by the way, and providing taxes for the police departments and fire departments, they are already paying into the system in a big way. And now those people are being pushed out and marginalized as a result of this.
Absolutely. And now so are our children. I feel kind of bad that I said they're not skilled. I didn't mean that. I don't know how skilled these people are, right? We're not really being told why they're coming or what they're running from or anything like that. And of course, anybody can learn.
Well, the point is we don't know anything about them. So they're being brought in. I mean, maybe they're all amazing
software engineers.
Maybe they're all excellent with Excel spreadsheets. Maybe they are. We have no idea.
Yes.
Because we don't know where they are. Once they come in, we lose them. We have no tracking of them. We don't know where they are.
Yeah, and I'm all for people having upward mobility. Absolutely, right? But I wonder, in the situation that we're in right now, and what she had said is that people will say, well, our shelters are burgeoning and we don't have the resources and this and that. Well, we don't right now. So how would the people that you're about to see on your screen having ID cards, driver's licenses, how would that help right now when kids can't go to school? So here is an image. This is a video. Too many migrants and nowhere to live. And so therefore kids can't go to school. Watch this video of a mother watching immigrants take over the school that her kids cannot go to tomorrow, which is today. This video was last night, and saying, okay, you're going to be here, so my kids cannot now.
How do you feel? How do you feel? Makes you feel good? I hope it makes you feel really good. How does it feel that you kicked all the kids out of school tomorrow? How does it feel? Do you feel good? I hope you feel good. I hope you all sleep really well tonight.
Can you imagine?
No, I'd be pissed.
Why are you yelling at them?
Right to. That's why. That's That's why, because I'm an aggravated mother. That's why.
Why are you yelling at them? What an idiot question that is. My kids can't go to school tomorrow.
My kid's school. Take all the kids out to sleep here tonight, huh? How long you staying?
Now, it's upsetting, obviously, and you see those people and you think, well, I don't want them to have nowhere to go. I don't want those babies that they're walking in to sleep in a tent that's going to collapse on them and freeze all night. Nobody wants that, right? We're not blaming necessarily them. We're wondering why our government is allowing this and giving us no information. Here is the migrant tent that they had been being housed in. But the severe weather raised concerns that the tent could collapse overnight. Now, here's a statement from State Assemblyman Tom Sullivan. He says that the federal government did not listen to objections that they raised over the summer when these tents went up in the first place. Local officials warned them this was a bad idea, but they didn't listen. And now he's calling it a slap in the face to working families. Because not only were those working families' tax dollars supporting those people in the tent, now they're getting kicked out of their infrastructure that AOC says will be just fine if those people have IDs and can get jobs, and then they'll move themselves out of there. And of course, no one wants that. No one wants these poor, powerless people in a collapsed tent during a storm. But now look, they're in a gym. This is Mayor Eric Adams visiting as they sort of cozied up there. Nor do we want them to live on a gym floor where your kids are supposed to be doing PE tomorrow.
Right. So now the kids are kicked out of school because they've got thousands of illegal immigrants that are sleeping on the school floors. And these kids now have to. Now that mom's angry. She probably goes to work, right? Or maybe she doesn't. I don't know. And her kids, which would normally go to school, she'd be able to take them to school and then go off to her job. Now she's got to maybe stay home. She can't work or go to the office because now her kids are home from school. Because what, they're closing their school and now these kids have to go to virtual? Didn't we learn our lesson about virtual learning, by the way?
Well, not just on the kids, which, yes, it's awful, but on the families. Having kids home now disproportionately inconveniences the mother, who may be a work from home or a stay-at-home mom, and then now you're put upon extra, right? And so why? We didn't sign up for this, and we're not getting any answers. We're not getting an answer of like, what is this going to do to our society? Am I in or am I not? You're not being asked to buy into anything, but just go along with it. And it doesn't look like this is temporary because watch this footage here of workers bringing in cots and food supplies.
Well, this is cots. This is beds they're bringing in.
Where's the money coming from? Who's bringing these beds in? Who's supplying this?
Right, here they tell her, you can't film this. Listen for that.
Why not? Why not? I gotta see where my tax dollars are going.
I like how she pushes back. They're like, you can't film this. And she's like, why not?
She's like, I'm a New Yorker. You don't tell me I can't film something.
Yeah. So,
Grim in our chat, Grim on our team, says, wait a minute, we don't have a path to citizenship, to what AOC. Yeah, we have a path to
we do.
We have a path to citizenship. Like it's worked for hundreds of years. Like what's the big deal? Now suddenly we can't have people following that. We just open up our borders and then we lose them inside the United States. You have a councilwoman in New York admitting the reason we need them here in the first place, of course, is because I need new voters.
Well, look, the United States decides which people get to come in on which passports and apply for citizenship and how long it takes those types of people. We have almost a points-based system, right? So if you have a passport from some African country, it's much harder to get to the United States, get a work permit, and, get on a path to citizenship than it is to say if you came from Norway or Sweden, because we have agreements with the European Union and Schengen about who comes and goes. So if we want to fast track those people, we have to change those rules. We just have to say, okay, we want more people from South American countries, so we're going to change those rules, and then we're going to do it this way. But we have to agree to that, which we have not, right?
Right.
And so to flood the country with people and not give us answers and ask us to pay for it, we're owed some answers. It's not that I don't think that most of us lack empathy for those families because they're clearly running from something awful, but we also don't lack empathy from the families that are now having to support it, right? Which is all of us.
You know, I sort of chuckle because we sort of have to sit here and justify that we have empathy for, of course, when you see like a little child getting off of a bus at 2 a.m, going to sleep on a floor, you would be, you know, you wouldn't be hooked up correctly if you didn't find that touching and awful. But let's rewind the clock a little bit. How did they get here in the first place? We bombed their frickin' country. That's why they're here. We've bombed and displaced their countries. So they're leaving Somalia after we went in and killed Gaddafi. What did Gaddafi warn about? Of course, he talked specifically about the flood of migrants that were going to pour throughout Europe with the death of with him being killed. And that's exactly what happened to Europe. That's exactly what's happened in the United States. When you destabilize these countries with the United States military and they flood your borders, this is what happens. So yes, we have empathy, but we should stop the bleeding beforehand. We should stop it where it starts, which is the invasion of these countries.
Right.
And not just the invasions, but sanctions that we put on them. We put sanctions on, and these people can't get medications, they can't get food, they can't get things that they really need. So
right.
We don't even need to drop bombs.
Yeah, that's a great point. What is it? Sanctions of mass destruction? Mm-hmm. So no wonder they want to leave those countries. And then we open our doors so they can flood right in great replacement and take over our country.
Right. So what happens then when there are no more schools that the city can reach in and use? What happens then when there are no more hotels or elderly people's homes that they can use? Well, this is what's happening in Massachusetts. Watch.
Thanks, Catherine. The state's shelters are reaching capacity, and now the governor is asking residents to help by opening their doors. That was part of Governor Maura Healey's announcement, as she's also looking for help from the federal government. Boston 25 News reporter Kelly Sullivan is live at the State House this morning, where the governor called this a crisis situation. Kelly.
Yeah, that's right, Ray. And so the governor said that there's anywhere between 10 to 30 migrant families coming into Massachusetts a day. And there's about 40 hotels across the state that are helping to house the migrant families. So now the governor is asking help not only from the federal government, but also from you. Governor Maura Healey said yesterday that close to 5,600 families are currently housed in the state's emergency shelter system. That number is 80% higher than 1 year ago. Massachusetts is the only state in the country with a right to shelter law, which guarantees homeless families access to emergency shelter. She says Massachusetts has been spending around $45 million a month to help assist these families. Now, the situation is so bad, the Healey administration is now asking people to open their homes and businesses to help people in need.
If you have an extra room or suite in your home, please consider hosting a family. Safe housing and shelter is our most pressing need. Become a sponsor family.
Governor Healey is hoping the emergency declaration will provide more federal funding and expedite work permits for immigrants. New York State has also declared a state of emergency, as well as the cities of Chicago, El Paso, and Washington, D.C. So the governor's administration also announced yesterday that it has created a migrant families relief fund. And so that is a coordinated effort with the local United Way to help raise private donations. For now, reporting live from the State House, Kelly Sullivan for your local station, Boston 25 News.
All right.
Yeah.
So
and all of those are liberal. All of those are liberal cities, liberal states with terrible liberal politicians that have run those areas into the ground.
right. So not only are your tax dollars going into this, but they're asking you for more, not just private donations. So more money, please, but also your house. So open up your guest room. Maybe the guest house out back,
What about
the
the governor?
mother-in-law suite.
What about that liberal governor? Open up the gubernatorial mansion.
Could do that.
Instead of getting
how
the
many
kids
empty
out of the
rooms are
school.
probably in there?
Yeah, I mean that thing's probably huge. Instead of kicking kids out of the school, making them sleep in, the kids have to go to virtual schooling. Open up the governor's mansion, the liberal governor's mansion, and let them sleep there.
Yeah, I wonder
You wouldn't
though.
even have to take the plastic off the couch. Like, let them sleep on the plastic.
Yeah. I'm curious. Do you get a tax credit if you do that? They're not offering you anything in return. Usually the government gives you some kind of incentives.
For housing or something.
Yeah,
Well,
if
she
I
said
house
right
a
there at the
migrant.
end.
No. The Biden administration will give you a tax credit for putting solar panels in your house.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to like house migrants, no, they won't do anything for that. They won't. They'll give you.
She pointed out right at the end there that they were setting up private donation.
Right.
Ability to send private donations, which tells me that they're probably not getting anything from the city or state.
Yeah. I mean, I want something like tax credit or something, but no, you take them in and you feed them.
NIMBY.
We're not going to give you. It is. Yeah. It's it's like a YIMBY, right? Because a NIMBY stands for not in my backyard. It's for people who say they want to, they want, I don't know.
I want wind farms, but not in my backyard.
Not in their backyard.
Right.
And that's why the wind farms are never built within like a 20-mile radius of Starbucks, because they know that people go to Starbucks and don't want to see wind farms. And so these are, so the NIMBYs are like, they want it, but not in their backyard. And then there's the YIMBYs, who are the yes in my backyard. So AOC, open up your, high-rise apartment. If that's how you feel, it should be those people doing that. I mean, again, if you give me a reason, an idea of why this is happening and what's the goal and how we're going to stop it, then I'm listening. But until you say that, we just have no option but to be outraged. So let us know what you think of that.
Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.